Hi everyone, it's Chenso from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about The Traitors, Season 4, Episode 12, The Reunion, hosted by Andy Cohen. Last episode, on the finale, Reptile Rob fooled everyone and came out on top, winning the show for The Traitors. Before I dive in, I put a link in the description to my playlist to catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking, subscribing, and watching along on Peacock. But let's dive into it. Andy opens the show in Rob's overalls. Rob is loving it, but Andy changes into his usual attire to welcome the Traitors to the stage. Winner Rob, Donna, Lisa, Candace, and Eric. Andy congratulates Rob, who's being humble, saying he just got lucky. Candace says the Faithfuls need to go to Faithful School, which helped Rob get the win. Eric shares he's gotten over the betrayal, but will never trust anyone again. Rob tells Andy he's going to use the money to buy Mora a Birkin bag. Need to see the receipts on that. They talk about Colton. Rob says his best move was letting Candace take out Colton to frame Candace. Candace is like, Rob, you took out Colton to set me up. Rob's like, okay. Lisa's greatest memories are the banquet and sitting in the cage unbothered. Andy checks in with Donna, the secret traitor. I wish we could see clips of Donna as the traitor making the decisions. Release the Donna files, cowards. Donna reveals that Taylor Swift was watching the show. A viewer from home calls Eric out for his magic ears being wrong and for thinking Rob's handwriting was Johnny's, asking Eric if he got his ears and eyes checked. The viewers from home are on Eric's ass. Rob says he felt like when things were going wrong in the turret, the Housewives would turn on him. Candace and Lisa say they never would have turned on Rob. They felt like a family. Rob tells Lisa she was gonna go home, and if he defended her, he would have implicated himself. Candace says it looked like Rob was feeding information to Colton. Apparently, Candace was given information by Colton, but she needs Colton on stage to address it. Candace says it fired up her grits. Roll the clip of Candace on the Traitors podcast saying she's gonna have Rob's ass at the reunion. Andy's like, well, here we are. Candace accuses Rob of wanting to be in the end by himself the whole time, and that not only did he let Lisa go home, he led the charge on Lisa. Rob says Candace ended her own game with her own actions, but Candace feels Rob had already laid the foundation against her. Rob tells Candace if she didn't defend Lisa, he would have taken her to the end. Candace says that is poppycock. Candace tells Rob to put his big girl panties on and own his game, pressing Rob to admit that he never trusted Candace. He does admit it, giving Candace exactly what she wanted to hear. Annie brings out Mora, who looks gorgeous in his best dress once again. Rob tells Mora he didn't pinky promise that he was faithful. He pinky promised that he'd vote out Eric. Mora is embarrassed about being tricked and explains that she trusted Rob because they were from the same show, the same way the Housewives do. Donna gives Mora some grace, reminding everyone that the entire castle was around Rob's finger. Andy brings up the chemistry between Rob and Mora. Mora denies flirting, saying they were just friends, but Mora's not a good liar. Rob admits they were flirting a little. Mora tells Rob, if you get me the Birkin, we'll see. But Rob says he's not single. He has a girlfriend now. This girl is not going to love this Birkin conversation happening. Tara and Johnny zoom in from the Olympics. They're in a great mood. Andy praises them for figuring Rob and Eric out in the end. Even though Mora played a bad game, I feel bad when she calls herself dumb and is hard on herself about it. Andy brings in some of the faithful. Dorinda, who's looking very cutesy. She's still happy she survived more than one round. Jam Jam regrets giving Michael a reaction every single time. Colton calls his aggressive strategy a ticking time bomb, and he understands why Rob murdered him. Finally, Candace can spill this tea on Colton, revealing that Colton came to Candace, telling her that Rob told Colton Candace was a traitor. This conversation gets confusing. Candace is basically accusing Rob of breaking the rules and telling Colton that he was a traitor to give Colton information about which traitors to banish. Colton denies rules being broken, but admits he wanted to be recruited. Andy asks Lisa why she never brought up that Colton threatened her and held her hostage in the game. Lisa says she never brought it up because she would have messed up explaining it as it was complicated. Lisa asks Colton why he was holding her hostage. Lisa and Candace don't like that Colton used the word hostage, but Colton tells Lisa she said similar things about him. Lisa is clearly insinuating that Colton himself shouldn't be using that word because of his past history of behavior. Colton is clearly upset that his past is getting brought into the game, and they move on to the next topic. Lisa's glasses. Lisa and Jam Jam debate whether their kiss was real or air kiss. Jam Jam says he felt the real kiss, and it made him feel good. Andy has them recreate their kiss, and Jam Jam asks for a real kiss. Even when she gives a real kiss, there's no lip contact. Kristen would be marching to HR's office if there was contact. Lisa says all she wanted to do was wear her outfit to the banquet. She didn't care what happened after that. Kristen felt left out when the Bravo people didn't call her a Bravo person, but she's happy she got a lot of support from the fans. Mark says Rob is like a cat. They even insert Rob saying meow. Mark commends Rob for being calm and cool. Natalie admits that the faithful were getting hints about Rob from Candace, and they didn't play it right or take the hint. Natalie accuses Johnny and Tara of not playing to win in the end, just to survive. Tara says if they had the votes, they would have voted with Natalie, and they both agree they're happy they're at the Olympics and not at the reunion dealing with this energy. Let's bring in the rest of the cast. The whole cast should be there the whole time, in my opinion. Portia, who's glittering in an outfit that Alan would wear, felt betrayed by Lisa. She took Lisa's lipsticks and smashed them in a baggie. Lisa says it's fine. Her lipstick line went out of business, so she doesn't care. Portia recalls the first mission where Candace told Portia that Michael was targeting the Housewives. Portia is pissed that Candace lied to her, and she believed it. She felt abandoned when Candace didn't support her when she brought it back up later. Candace doesn't want to talk about it. She says that day she was only thinking about eating food and going to bed. Portia proclaims herself the queen of the faithfuls. The Housewives all start having issues here, but Caroline and Lisa seem to have smoothed things over. Stanbury commends Lisa's gameplay in getting her out. After a Love Highland parody, multiple players admit to being enamored by Rob, including Dorinda and Monet. Monet and Lisa have smoothed things over. Monet says the Drag Race players come to play. I'm personally annoyed that these drag queens keep getting voted out early. Michael says he got advice from loved ones before coming on the show to be quiet, and the second the show started, he was activated and couldn't stop not being quiet. He says he regrets voting for Portia. Portia says Michael had no integrity. He tells her she needs to know how to use her words and tells her when he's talking, she's not talking. Clip is Dorinda's thing. Michael thinks he's so cute and funny. He is nothing of the sort. Michael tries to apologize to Colton. In the process, he throws strays at Johnny, calling him silver medalist Johnny. Johnny tells Michael he doesn't even have a silver medal. So Michael just says, clip. Mora hates Michael and tells him they're bored of him. Donna thinks this is all hilarious. Rob C is happy he never got on the conga line. He thought it was sus. Ian is complimented that he was murdered for being smart, but wishes he was dumber. Ian is such a sweetie. Rob C calls Jam Jam the pick-me gamer, saying he downplayed how strategic he was. Jam Jam says he was able to connect more with others because Rob was hiding in the game. I feel like if they let Rob and Jam Jam talk a little more, this could have been a juicy fight. Monet asks Ron why he didn't want to have a social connection with the other players, which made it hard to connect with him. Ron just didn't feel he had much in common with the rest of the cast. They do an award for fashion with nominees being Mora, Candace, Rob, and Lisa, and the award goes to Mora, which I agree with. She's happy she won an award and admits that she was only there for the fashion. She's joking, but I think also not. The cast commends Rob R for a job well done this season. Steven says the faithful didn't deserve shit, and I agree. Rob R says he's proud of himself for his game and his decisions, and the players have a conga line to end the show. Rob C does not partake. That was a fine reunion. Like I said, I wish all the players were on the stage the whole time, because the chunk of this when everyone was there, where we had Portia, Michael, Rob C, that was the best part of this production. But with that, I think I can end my Traitors 4 coverage. If you like these videos, consider liking and subscribing. In the meantime, I'm recapping Survivor 50 and House of Villains 3. I also link my socials in the description. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.